about this trade war that's been going on a little bit with China, and I guess I'd like to ask you: do you think that Donald Trump was right in calling out the Chinese government and basically putting them on notice?
I won't have any comment on that. In terms of political activity, I don't put my citizenship in a blind trust. So when the election comes around, I'll do something. On the other hand, people will interpret things I say about any president, as to some extent coming from Berkshire, and they don't come from Berkshire. I'm just an individual, so I think I'm glad to talk about China, but I can't talk to you about that part of it.
Fair enough. I mean, do you think there was room for improvement then in terms of the trade relationship between China and the United States?
Well, I think that China and the United States absolutely are destined to be the superpowers, beyond my great-grandchildren lives, and will always be competitors, and will be competitors in business, will be competitors in ideas, all kinds of ways. And there's no other way it would be. And we just have to make sure that competition doesn't get us to a point where we don't realize that the best world is one in which both the United States and China prosper. I mean, we do not want to have an island of prosperity in the rest of the world, envious of us in a nuclear age. And China doesn't, Russia doesn't. I mean, we all recognize the dangers of letting competition get out of control and become, you can be competitors without being enemies. And that's what all powerful nations have to realize over time. I mean, it's different than 200 years ago when you could have some dominant country, and then they may have done some things that you didn't like, but it didn't threaten the existence of the world. You really threaten the existence of the world as we know it if important countries do not constantly recognize that they can compete, they can fight over certain things, but they can't regard it as essentially the equivalent of war.